Welcome back, everyone. We are going to be working on our basic knife skills today. We use our basic knife skills in classic French cuisine, and we even use them in everyday kitchen use. We're going to be starting with julienne. Julienne is thin, long strips. We're going to be working with it on a celery. Then we're going to move to brunoise. Brunoise means small cuts. We're going to use it on a potato. And then we're going to move to an onion. Cutting an onion can be easy yet hard at the same time. It can go wrong, but there's one easy trick to make it go right. Lastly, we're going to work with chiffonade. Chiffonade is, I love it, it's so pretty. We can use it for soups, salads, just a cute little garnish. We're going to be doing with basil today. Okay, let's get started. We're going to start off by observing my prep area. Notice that the first thing I have is a bowl full with trash, basically. I have this so I'm not taking continuous trips to the garbage can. It saves lots of time. Next, the cutting board. I have our nice cutting board, and then underneath the cutting board I have a wet washcloth. It really helps with the traction. There's no slip inside when you have a washcloth underneath. And then I have all of my ingredients right next to me ready to go. So we are going to start with julienne. So when looking at our knife, I'm going to hold it right here at the rib between the handle and the actual blade part. People like to hold it like this. This is wrong. No, we're going to hold it right here at the rib. It helps with nice guidance when cutting. So starting with our celery, we are going to hold the celery using our claw method. So we're going to cut at the bottom to have a nice even cut. And again, we're just going to cut the celery the length that we want our chiffonade to be, our julienne to be, sorry. So using our claw method, claw gripping the celery, I'm going to be using my middle finger as a grip and a guide for my knife. So nice, even, thin strips. Notice that my fingers are slightly moving back, keeping the celery nice in place yet helping me guide my knife. So this is enough for now. I have these wider strips of celery. So for julienne, we're going to need to have them a little thinner than this. I'd say about 1/4 of an inch wide. Again, using my claw method, holding onto the celery and using my middle finger as a guide for the knife. As you can tell, nice, thin, long strips. Alright, moving right along, we are going to next do our potato, our brunoise. For some reason, I love this cut. It eases my mind. It's nice and even. They're nice, even dices. So we're going to start by clawing our potato, and we're going to cut it right down the center. So we have 2 halves. Starting with our first half, we are just going to even out every side of the potato. We are doing this is basically peeling our potato and making all the sides even. You'll see why in just a second. So now we have this nice rectangular strip. I am going to put it on its side, and I'm going to half that side. So I have 2 equal halves yet again. Now I'm going to go down lengthwise, I'd say about 1/8 of an inch down both halves. Okay. So now, put my extras in my nice bowl of garbage. We have these even strips, even long horizontal length strips of potatoes. I'm going to even it out with my hand and my knife as a nice guide. And again, we're going to use our claw method, using my middle finger as a starting point to measure out even 1/4 inch size dice. Notice how I'm holding my knife right at the rib of the bone. Swipe off your potatoes and keep going till you reach the end. That's good. So, as you can see, all of these dice are all the same size. Nice 1/4 inch cubes. I love it. Alright, next we're going to do our onion. No, I already peeled the onion. It's peeled and I took off the tip, not the root, the tip of the onion. We do this it's going to create a nice, even, stable base, because I'm going to put it on its base, the tip of the onion, using my claw method. I'm going to grab it by the root, using my middle finger as a nice placeholder, and I'm going to cut the onion in half. Put this away. And so for starting off, for a nice, even, consecutive dice of an onion, we are going to go vertically, and then we go horizontally, and then we go down the middle. So there's 3 steps for cutting an onion. First, we'll start by going vertically. I'm just going to grab the onion. Nice. I'm going to hold it by the root using my claw method, just so you guys can see this. Nice, even. And I'm not going to go down to the root, because the root is keeping all of my onion together at the moment. So going down, I'd say about 1/4 inch slices. So as you can see, we have our nice vertical slices, and the root of our onion is holding it all together. Magic! And then we're going to go down the center. You don't have to hold as close to the root as you did last time for going vertically. You can grip it a little more towards the middle. And we're going to go right in the middle of the onion. You can do 3. These slices don't have to be even, just 3 tiers up the onion. Next, favorite part, we're going to chop up the onion. We're just going to go down all the sides that we just cut. And notice that we're using our claw method again, using as a nice guide. Went all the way down to the root, and nice dice. It's not chopped, it's not hacked at, it's nice and even. Okay, so I just cleaned up my prep station. It was pretty messy from those onions. Wiped out my cutting board and cleaned my knife. Lastly, we're going to be working on our chiffonade. We're going to be doing it on basil. Like I said, I just picked it from my garden earlier. Love the smell of fresh basil. Okay, so notice that these leaves are all basically the same size, and I am layering them on top of each other. Just like so. It looks like one leaf. Now we are going to roll it like a burrito, pretty tight, just because it's easier for you when you're cutting it. We're doing it, as you could say, hot dog style. It's very long. And now we're just gonna, you don't necessarily have to use the claw method, because you have to keep the basil leaves in the nice tight burrito that you just rolled. So there's a variety of ways that you could hold it. I am just going to use my index finger, and you can see right there, as a placeholder for the moment, at the moment. So hold my knife at the rib, and I'm just going to start off. These slices at the beginning won't necessarily be as pretty as the slices in the middle. I am just going to be doing little 8-inch strips going all the way down to the tail of the basil. So we just went to the tail of the basil, and we have these little spaghetti looking type cuts of basil. Very professional. They're easy to just plop right on top of a salad, on top of soup. Very clean. Okay, so that was everything that we were going to cover today. So recapping, we did a julienne with a celery. Julienne. Then we moved on to a potato and did a brunoise. Those were our nice even cuts, cubes. And then we moved to an onion, did our consecutive dice, and we did our chiffonade on basil. Thanks for watching.